What is going on, everyone? Quick camera change there just before we come on. Welcome to another stream, Thursday before the Game Week 6 deadline. It is a deadline on Friday night, which I keep forgetting. I only remember because someone said it today. I can't remember who it was. Someone on Twitter. So the Southampton versus Bournemouth game is at 8 o'clock tomorrow. So the deadline is 7 o'clock Friday. If you're watching this on Friday, obviously the deadline is today. I'm going to apologise in advance. I think I looked wrecked. Yeah, I'm knackered, basically. I went to the gym earlier. Good session. And I'm back to less Coke Zero now. So the caffeine is wearing off. So I've got to get used to that again. So I'm pretty knackered. Hopefully, I guess I'm preempting just in case I seem a bit, I don't know, less enthusiastic or something. But I will do my best, of course, to chat everything FPL for Game Week 6. There are 5 polls up, Gail. Thanks for asking. 5. You can't even see my hand. 5. We have gone for your Game Week 6 captain. Pick one out of Aubameyang or Aguero. Pick one out of Haller and Abraham. The max premium defenders that you'd have in your squad now. And should you sell Sterling for Aguero? People are... I mean, I'm worried about Aguero. I said I wasn't worried about premium forwards. He's just had a rest. They're playing Watford next. So I am a bit worried about Aguero. I won't lie about that. So should we sell? Sterling's just played another 90 minutes. Is he due a rest soon? You'll have to answer that question in the polls. And I'm sure we'll talk about it as well. I know some people hate it when I drink. Got to keep the H2O going, you know? Could you not say out loud any of the Man United goals? I'm watching the United game and listening to this stream. I'm not watching it, so I'm streaming instead. Had to stream now to get it in. In fact, I'll be honest with you, I've been so busy this evening, I don't even know what the score is. Is it still 0-0? So bad, I know. What is it? Goalless first half, yeah. So yeah, I try not to say the goals. I'm sure people in chat will though, so no promises there. Let's do the quick sponsorship video. Thanks to fantasyfootballscout.co.uk for sponsoring the stream, as always, much appreciated. I'm going to play their video, get my team up, and then we'll start chatting about probably Mason Mount quite a lot. If you haven't already checked out the members area, it is awesome. We might even take a look at it later, do some comparisons. You can set up your own stats tables and stuff like that. If you haven't checked it out, make sure to click the link in the description below. That'll take you through to the members area. You can see everything that's on offer. So thanks as always to FFS, Fantasy Football Scout, for sponsoring this stream. So this is how my team's looking. I guess to answer a couple of questions that are going to come up. I'm captain Sterling. I don't think I'm gonna switch that. I think if Salah was playing at home a game, I'd be pretty tempted. I've done no transfers, not currently, no. I will always, especially as the season goes on, I will pretty much always wait until the deadline to make my transfers. We might get some more news tomorrow. The news for Mount seems to be, there's nothing official, nothing from Chelsea, nothing from Lampard, right? We might get that tomorrow. I assume there's a press conference tomorrow. The news seems to be that he hasn't broken any ligaments, but he'll probably miss the Liverpool game, and he could be out for a couple of weeks. So the way the game week's full, let me bring it up here a sec on the other screen. So there's no international break until between game week 8 and 9. So he's possibly going to miss Liverpool, possibly going to miss Brighton at home as well. And then if he's out for 2 weeks, kind of from now, he may miss Southampton away as well. And then there's an international break. Now, if he's going to miss those 3 games, I'm definitely going to take him out. If he's going to miss the Brighton game, I'm probably going to take him out as well. If it's just Liverpool, I may keep him. The one thing for me is why I'm kind of siding with kind of getting rid of him is it makes my life a bit easier with the transfers that I'm thinking of doing. Because I'll be honest, usually I kind of know what I'm going to do at the weekend. I am pretty stuck this week with exactly what to do. I know that I probably want to go 3-4-3. I'm pretty certain I want to go 3-4-3. It's just how I get the money to get Abraham or Haller in. So it was going to be Van Dijk and Zinchenko out and 2 4.5 million defenders coming in as a rotation. So basically play Digne and Robertson every week, and then one of the 2 4.5s or Lundstrom, and then have 3-4-3 and keep Mount. If Mount's out, I might swap him. So we'll see. Yeah, I've got money tied up in him. So he's 6.5 million. I spent 6. The only thing is, I think most people, I think FPL do sometimes mess with the prices. So we saw Martial didn't really go down very much, even though he was sold a lot. And a lot of people speculate, and that's because he's Man United striker, number 9, and maybe he's a bit underpriced, and official FPL didn't want his price to come down too much. And I think Mount is very similar in that he was only 6 million start, he's 6.5 now. He's playing as a number 10 for Chelsea. And yes, they're not the same Chelsea as last year without Hazard, but they are scoring goals. So they're probably not going to want him to fall in price too much. So there is part of that. Like, if he's only out for the Liverpool game, do I want to transfer him out when I got 0.5 million wrapped up in him? Probably not. But it does, yeah, as Business Cat says, it does sound like he's probably going to be out for the Liverpool game. Nothing official, but that probably sounds like it. If he is out for that Liverpool game, I might just keep him, to be honest, and just play. Maybe make 2 transfers, maybe make both my defensive transfers, but could always just play Lundstrom. It's not the end of the world. Surely they would do it with Rice as well. They might do it. I don't know. So yeah, I think in terms of replacements, it really depends how much money you've got to spend. I've pretty much been thinking I'm just going to get Cantwell in if I have to transfer him out. There's not, I don't know, around that price there's not too many options. Dan James, but then he missed out. If he's going to miss a game, Liverpool's a good one to miss. Exactly, yeah. I think we just need Lampard to tell us. I mean, obviously there's always the chance they say he's available for the next game, then actually he's not. Oh, excuse me. Mount to Lamella. Yeah, I mean, Lamella's started every game, but Spurs have got so many options. Just not sure about that. Thoughts on Pai? He's been starting and scoring. Yeah, there's basically a lot of players who are a good price and doing okay. They just don't have the fixtures. And it feels like maybe I'm just disregarding too many fixtures, but it just feels like everyone's got bad fixtures at the moment. So, like, take a few examples of people I've thought about getting in, and people you're mentioning in the chat as well. So, Morpay, definitely, for Brighton. It's Newcastle away, Chelsea away, Spurs at home, and then the fixtures get okay, Villa, Everton, Norwich. So the next 3, not great. Dan James, if he's fit, you just grab him here. West Ham away. But the problem is with Man United, they've got Liverpool and Arsenal at home the next 2. Now, they are games at Old Trafford, so defenders might even be alright. I'm not sure about attackers, though. The only good thing is, Solskjaer really is trying to play on the break as much as possible. So against Liverpool, against Arsenal, that might kind of help a bit. Again, they're not teams that I want to bring in to play against, to be honest. I think Buendia has that FPL problem where he's a great option, but you can get Cantwell for 1.1 million less. And I think, Buendia, when you watch him playing brilliant, when you look at the underlying stats, he's not that far ahead of Cantwell in terms of chances created, and Cantwell's getting shots off in the box. I don't think Buendia's had a single shot in the box yet. So you're kind of relying on assists with him, at least in how they've been playing so far. Do I think De Bruyne is a risk to keep because Pep might bench him again since he played Champions League? I mean, for me, basically, you keep De Bruyne. I don't think there's even a big doubt in my mind about him. But yeah, if he does get benched again, twice in 2 weeks, that would be a worry. And then, yeah, I probably would look at offloading him and bringing someone else in. There's obviously options in the likes of Son. Ceballos, I mean, he didn't play tonight. I don't think he was even in the squad for Arsenal. I don't know. He feels like one of those players you're going to constantly think is going to do well because he's playing for Arsenal and he's cheap. I just don't think we've seen enough from him. Obviously, he is cheap, which is helpful. And Arsenal's fixtures are pretty decent after the Man United game. Ceballos came on. Okay, so I must have read the squad wrong. I really, this week has been so busy. Exactly, De Bruyne, one of the best players in the league. Probably no point in overthinking it. Arsenal was a Aubameyang or anything, or nothing. Yeah, I kind of agree right now. I am kind of interested in the likes of Tierney and Bellerin, but that's a long way down the line, and it's Arsenal defence. What's my route for Aguero? Kind of the same as it's always been. Salah or Sterling out. It's the only way, as it stands, without a wild card. Go with Aguero, Sterling, De Bruyne, leave out Liverpool assets over the next 4 to 5 games as the fixtures turn red. Yeah, I talked about no Liverpool attacking options on the preview. The issue I have with it, not the issue, but over the next 3 games, I think there's goals in that for Liverpool. Yes, the next 2 games are away. One of them is against the Chelsea side that is constantly leaking goals. The other's against Sheffield United, and then they got Leicester at home, which might actually be tougher than it sounds because Leicester haven't been giving up many chances. But I think the next 3 are okay for Liverpool attack, so I don't think there's a massive need to get rid of them. I mean, if you wanted to go all in on City, I mean, I don't imagine City conceding 3 and scoring 1 in many more games to come. Now, the 4 games after that for Liverpool, I would be tempted if there's really good options elsewhere. United away, Spurs at home, Villa away, and Man City at home. But all I can think back to, is doing the same thing last year, seeing that Salah had, I think it was 3 top 6 sides in 4 game weeks, and I took him out, and he scored about 50 points. He got penalties galore. They smashed Arsenal. And there's no reason why, those 4 fixtures, Man United away, I mean, I've said a few times Man United have been doing okay defensively. Let's see them play against Salah and co. A home game against Spurs could be decent. Villa away, of course, good game. And then Man City at home could be open. You fancy a Barnes double this week? I mean, I would love a Barnes double. I feel like people are getting really cold feet on him quickly. I mean, I'm not going to... I guess I can't keep talking about Mason Mount. At the end of the day, we don't know how long he's going to be out for. It sounds like Liverpool plus maybe Brighton. So we'll have to wait and see. Hopefully we'll get some more info tomorrow. If I was on a wildcard, would I go without City defence? I still think Otamendi at 5.4 million is decent. I still think there's clean sheets to come. I know how they defended so far. I know they don't have Laporte. I get that. But Stones is out. They're probably going to play Fernandinho there for most of the time. So let's see how they do. I think the fixtures are just there for clean sheets. So would I have a Man City defender? I probably would, depending on how much money I needed elsewhere. So for example, I might get rid of Zinchenko next week just to help me along with the money I need. But it's not necessarily because I think he's a bad option. Although if Mendy comes back and plays, then obviously he is. Trent definitely the one out of the 3 Liverpool attackers, I think, yeah. Mark is leading the mods and cons league again. How does he do it? I mean, he's just a genius. Your team is templating, yet you finish with a game week rank of 5.5 million. Does this prove that the template only exists on Fantasy Football Scout? I mean, when people say template, they're talking about in the communities that they're in. The Fantasy Football Scout community, the Twitter community. That's where... And it's just basically seeing similar players in most teams. It doesn't mean that every single player is in every single team. We know that's not true because we can see the ownership. But to be honest, I don't care about template or not. I've said this a few times. Like most of them, I think every single one of my players is owned by more than 10%. I don't care. If I think they're going to score the best, they're the ones I'm going to go for. Part of me does think you just got a 5.5 million Gameweek rank. You've just dropped to 609,898, which is quite funny because in the last video I didn't know what my rank was going to be, and I did say it probably wouldn't be worse than 550k, but it is 609k. Part of me thinks, should I be wildcarding? Because this time last year, well, a bit later now actually, last year in Game Week 5, that's when I wildcarded. And I didn't really turn my season around. It wasn't awful, but I wasn't doing very well. And I got in Doherty. He got like 48 points over the next 4 weeks. I got in Jimenez. We know what happened there. I got in Hazard. He scored a hat-trick against Cardiff, I think it was. So it kind of all went really well. But I see people like talking about wildcards next week. I still just don't know what I would change. You could say Aguero needs to come in, sure, but I can just swap Sterling for him if I really want to do that. And with two free transfers, I don't know. Your team will never be disastrous to overhaul it over wildcard. Yeah, that's partially true, but I don't know. I just don't know how many changes I would make. I have thought about it. I'd probably still keep Salah, maybe switch to Mane, Sterling and De Bruyne, Trent instead of Robertson, Lucas Digne, couple of cheap defenders, and maybe 2 7 million plus strikers. So maybe it is enough to switch, but I'm going to give it another game, I think. Make a wildcard team now. Okay. Let's do it. People always say you should tinker more. We're going to try. I probably wouldn't keep Mount. Not on a wild card. He's going to be out. So Lundstrom, we'll just keep Pope. I mean, debatable whether a Pope or a different 4.5 should be the one, but I don't think. Don't think we necessarily know enough, and it would just be a 4.5 million keeper. So let's just put Otamendi in for now. We don't necessarily have to keep him. So obviously I am switching between players. Do we get Aguero? I mean, Pookie has to stay. All right. Abraham probably has to come in, given how good he's been. And then it's whether you keep Barnes or Haller. So let's just put Barnes in, because I don't think I'm going to have enough money otherwise. We can readjust. I mean, really, it should be Cantwell, but Cantwell's up at 4.9 million. As a 5th mid now, I feel like that's too expensive. Defender, 4.5. Whoever, let's just say it's whoever. It can be any 4.5. See, this is the problem I have. 5.3 million to spend on a midfielder. Now, okay, I could just go Cantwell. Is that worth a wild card? I feel like I've made quite a bit of money this season. I still feel like I don't have enough money for anything. I just don't, without giving it a huge amount of thought, I don't know how much more I would change from that. Yeah, you could put Rico in, 0.9 million. No Atsu. You still know Aguero. I mean, I could swap Sterling to Aguero. And, maybe... like, if I was going to put Aguero in, I'd probably do Sterling and Barnes to Aguero and Mount. But obviously, with Mount injured, it's a bit of a worry. Drop Salah to Mane. Yeah, Salah to Mane can happen. Poles are in the top right-hand corner. Yeah, see, this is, like, I mean, Abraham or Haller, like, I'm not necessarily picking 100% now, but they're in the same kind of price range. Yeah, for me, there's a decent option, but obviously we've seen those Liverpool fixtures coming up. I probably wouldn't get him just yet. Pepe and Firmino or Mane and Abraham. Probably Mane and Abraham, I think. Although, yeah, definitely, I think. You just don't know about Pepe right now. Sun in for Sterling. Prefer your currency, but I do too. Sun in for Sterling. Yeah, that would save some money. There's not really any kind of... You know, with Martial potentially still out, there's not really any like 7 to 9 million midfielders that I really want. Yeah, for me, I don't think Sterling's done enough to for me to want to get rid of him. I mean, he's blanked twice. It doesn't suddenly make him a bad option, I don't think. Needs to get rid of Pulisic, bringing De Bruyne or Son. I mean, that's a tough one right now. I'm just trying to remind myself of what Spurs fixtures are looking like. So Leicester away, could be tricky. Then Southampton and Brighton away. I feel like the more interesting option is Son. But De Bruyne has been in great form, still got some great fixtures to come. Son might be a bit more explosive right now. Do some genius moves, bit different, move up the ranks. Can I understand buying Otamendi? Yeah, I mean, Otamendi could be... I mean, there's ways to make more money on this team, right? So, let's just do some of the ways to make money. Just so we can... see what it looks like. 2 secs. So, bring the chat back up here. Okay. Trent to Matip, not probably something I'd want to do. So I'm just putting in whoever now for these spots. 4.5 million, 4.5 million. Don't worry about it too much. Mane. So you've got 2.2 million. I mean, you could go Sterling to Son. I'm still not sure about that. Let's try and get Aguero in, alright? Would I take out Barnes fixtures for Abraham? I probably wouldn't, especially not this week. I think give Barnes at least Norwich at home. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you could have something like that instead. Does that come up right? Yes. But that means taking out Sterling. It means no Salah. And you're still playing Cantwell as a fourth mid. Just I don't necessarily like it. Now, if you do this, so this is my current team. Why doesn't it let you do that? It's so annoying. So here's what I would maybe be doing. Let's just say I keep him out for now. Where is Mr. Soyuncu? See, I could do that. I mean, that team looks alright. I've still got a Liverpool fullback. Alright, it's not Trent. Still have Digne, 2 4.5s. I mean, I could actually put 4.5s instead of these. And actually afford Robertson to Trent. I keep Sterling instead. Still have the 3 cheap strikers. But I have Mount instead of Cantwell. I mean, I feel like this team is better. Yeah, I could downgrade Robertson instead. But, yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking. That's pretty much what I'm thinking of doing with my transfers. Now, what was I going to say? I wouldn't do all 3 of these transfers this week. I think I would just make one defender transfer. And just play Zinchenko. Oh, Greenwood finally scored, did he? The best finisher Solskjaer's ever seen. Do you think Firmino is being overlooked? I think he is, but I think sometimes there's just other factors that makes people overlook someone. So Firmino's looking really good. But maybe you've already got a triple Liverpool. Maybe you've got Salah or Mane plus 2 defenders. That's one reason. So you're not overlooking him. You just can't get him in. Another reason is Pookie, Barnes, Abraham, Haller all looking good. and they're cheaper. And it's just trying to fit him in as well. At the end of the day, he's the same price as a Son or a De Bruyne. So he's being overlooked in that he's not really in our teams. But I think he's being I think he's kind of being overlooked for the right reasons, if that makes sense. Not because people think he's bad, they just have other stuff to do. James is copying me again. Interesting. I don't know whether to do those moves this week though. Maybe. I haven't quite decided which 4.5 million defenders to bring in. I'm hating this game week, to be honest. I'm indecisive and I don't like it. Usually I'm going to do this. That's it. Unless something major happens, I'm going to bring him in. But I'm being indecisive this week. But yeah, I've not decided on the 4.5s. There's not really too many that rotate for that long that I like. But I think Soyuncu, a lesser defender, seems like a good buy. I don't know. Tamori as well, yeah. The problem is Chelsea are not doing great at the old clean sheets. But they do have fixtures where they might get them. And I think Tamori, a lot of Chelsea fans were kind of saying, you know, if they stick to 5 at the back, he's probably okay. Or, you know, three centre-backs. But when they go back to a 4, will he keep his place? They're not so sure, so he's a bit of a worry. Taran, safest defender to sell. Thanks very much for this. Van Dijk, Robertson, or Zinchenko. I mean, I'd probably offload I'm going to offload Van Dijk. Zinchenko was still in that situation of, look, will Mendy be back? Maybe. We don't know, though. He did play, as someone told me, which I completely missed, he played 10 minutes in midweek. So maybe he'll be back sooner rather than later, but I don't know. I mean, if he misses this week, obviously he's one to go, but Van Dijk probably, so you get off the double Liverpool defence. You've looked at Salah to Cantwell and Greenwood to Aubameyang. Oof. Yeah, Aubameyang looks good this week. But then he plays Man United straight afterwards, which would annoy me a bit. How much would I pay for 5 points every week? Don't know, 50p? Maitland-Niles in. Yeah, I can't bring myself to bring in a Liverpool defender. I just cannot do it. Sorry, a Liverpool defender, an Arsenal defender. Take Dendoncker. So I've got no money in the bank, it's worth noting. So I can't just do Dendoncker to Cantwell, because that would be an option. So I could do Van Dijk to almost anyone and Dendoncker to Cantwell and just not get Abraham at all. I have thought of doing that as well, but I think I want the 3 strikers up front. How many beers can you drink in 1 hour? Good question. I once drank 10 pints in 2 hours. My recommendation would be to never ever try that. It was not pretty. Which is why you might wait till game week 8. Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, and to be honest, then Liverpool's fixtures start to go south a bit. Hello, Ultimate Stan. Matt injury isn't a bad one, but we don't know yet, do we? It was pints of cider and black when I was at uni. Honestly, don't do it. It's stupid. I would never do it again. I was young, an idiot. Is it good if you have De Gea in goal? I mean, it's good if Man United keep clean sheets. Potentially better ways to spend the money, but it's not the worst option. Is Aguero looking safe to start after Jesus played midweek? Yeah, absolutely. And Jesus played a good amount of European minutes last year, so maybe that's going to happen again. Yeah, Aurier, I mean, Spurs do have good fixtures. And if I thought that Aurier was going to start every single week, or at least like 4 out of 5 game weeks, then I would definitely want him in for 4.9 million. Problem is, can you know that he's going to start every game? For example, if I thought he was going to play more often than not, I'd probably do Van Dijk to Aurier, and then oh my god, I can't talk. And then next week do Zinchenko to Rico instead. So that's an option too. I will say one thing. There's something kind of nice about moving back to 3-4-3. I've been thinking about this, and rotating 4.5 million defenders, it just feels like that's what I always used to do. And it's something a bit different. Too many premium defenders you just play week in, week out. It's so nice getting a clean sheet off a cheapie. Now, granted, it might not happen often, but when it does, it'll feel good. Mount to Cantwell. That is the other option. So just do a bit more tinkering, gents and ladies. Hang on. Really should have been ladies and gents. Kind of rolls off the tongue a bit better. So I could do this. Cantwell. Abraham. And then a 5 million defender. And then I get to keep Zinchenko. So that does tempt me as well. And to be honest, if Mount is out for 3 weeks, this is probably the way I'll do it. Now, which 5 million defender I will get in, I'm not sure. I'll probably just get Soyuncu again and just not play him this week. Aurier is the one I want, but like I've just said, I don't know, it feels too risky. Do I think you should move out Ceballos? No, he didn't play as people pointed out in the chat very kindly earlier, only played 20 minutes and only played 20 minutes and yeah, we'll probably play the next game. Sorry. Completely, I don't know what I'm saying. Alright, I've lost it. I mean, Wilson versus Barnes, you'd probably have to say Wilson right now. He's not blanked, for Christ's sake, and he started scoring goals now. You never get on with Spurs defenders. Yes, Spurs defenders are just a bit meh. You've got full-backs that get rotated, and you've got centre-backs with very little, or seemingly recently, very little goal threat. Vertonghen's only 5.3. But yeah, no, I kind of get what you're saying. Don't go for a Iwobi from an Everton fan. Maybe that says all you need to know. Will Sterling start? I don't know. My assumption is he will. Can you tell Ben his team is trash live on air? Ben, I've seen your team. It's trash. You never get on with Callum Wilson. There's a few people like that. What do you think about playing Pepe this week and then switching to Salah if needed after Leicester? I mean, if you're talking about bringing Pepe in, you could do. I mean, Pepe, he's one of these that I think need a good name for them, but he's one of these players that I think people bring in now still after seeing how he's played and how he's not really done anything. You're almost like willing him, because he's so expensive, you just expect him to do something at some point. He's 9.5 million, so you figure I'm going to get him in against Villa, he's going to do something. But his final kind of end product, goals and assists so far, not been great. So probably wouldn't necessarily go for him. But I guess, a fixture against Villa at home is a good one to maybe start your account. Is Abraham against Liverpool good or not? I mean, it's not great, if we're honest. But it is at home, and they are scoring quite a few goals. Shame he's not on penalties, though. We know that Barkley's... Abraham's nowhere near penalties, to be honest. It's like Jorginho, Willian, and Barkley are all ahead of him. Memphis Depay, I would take him back at Man United. Absolutely. Robertson or Trent. Lingard hits the post, is he a must-own? Probably not quite yet. You just watched the middle of a random video thinking it was this stream. The stream should be pretty obvious, just because of the setup, really. Soyuncu, a good option after Leicester's fixtures brighten up. The next fixture's obviously not great because it's against Spurs, and they're at home, sorry, but Spurs at home. Newcastle at home is good, though. And then they've got Burnley at home soon as well. It's not great after that, though, to be fair. So I'm going to have to look up. So this is... Okay, let's do... Segue. This is the Fantasy Football Scout members area. If you want to check it out, link is in the description below. Thanks to them for sponsoring. So this is one thing you can do, right? So you go to the season ticker. So this shows you all the fixtures coming up for all the teams. You can basically put as many fixtures ahead as you want. If you only want to look at like the next 3, you can do that as well. So let's say I'm looking at like 1, 2, 3, 7, 8 fixtures ahead. And I want to get a Leicester defender. So obviously these are Leicester's fixtures. I can come down here and just click sort by rotation, and that will tell me who they rotate with. So they rotate really well with Norwich, which would be good if I thought Norwich could defend, because they're cheap. And basically, the lower down they get, the worse they rotate. So the problem is, if you're trying to get 4.5s, they don't rotate with many good 4.5 million defenders. How do I move my seat position on the screen? Magic. So that's one thing you can do in the members area, which is really cool. And then you can set your own stats tables as well. So I have like every single player in the game in this little table. You can see chances created, goal attempts, all that stuff. So the members area is really cool. If you haven't already checked it out, make sure you do. But the season ticket is kind of handy, especially if you want to find rotation and stuff like that. So there's not really any players that massively rotate with Leicester, which is a bit of a worry. But Soyuncu feels like the best, just because he's playing for Leicester, of course. So it'd probably be the one I go for. I don't know if I said already, we're going to do the polls in a few minutes. So if you haven't already, make sure you vote on them. Gora, you're always asking about the deadlifts. 170 kg deadlift is miles off. I've gone right back to low weights. Last time I did was 95 kg. I'm doing them for like many more reps though. So like 95 kg, working back up like 8 reps instead of kind of 1, 2, well, kind of 2 or 3. Dark clothes work best with your green screen. Alright, I'll remember that. I mean, I won't, because I'm really bad. I always forget stuff like that. Richarlison versus Sheffield United, I like him. I think it's a good option. I think he probably deserves a few more points than he's got, to be honest. Why then Donker? He was just in the team from the start, you know? Can you convert kilograms for the Americans? Oh, what do Americans work in pounds? Look, to be honest, I'm from England. And England and Ireland do things in weird ways. We weigh ourselves in stone, but we lift weights in kg. So, make of that what you will. I mean, basically, to work out kilograms to pounds, you basically have it and add on a little bit. It's like 2.2 pounds for a kilogram. So if it's 150 kilograms, it'd be like 80 pounds, something like that. I think. No, is it the other way around? I don't know. Just Google it. Yeah, no, I'm about right, aren't I? Roughly. That doesn't sound like very much though, does it? 80 pounds. Anyway, we probably don't need to worry about metric and all that stuff. You always say make of that what you will. Stop it or I'm unsubscribing to you. Just unsubscribe. Might as well just do it now. You know? And by saying that, just make of that what you will. I was told there would be no math. Alright, sorry. It's gone. Quick maths. You look like Pookie's brother. Oh god. Given what people say about what Pookie looks like, that's not good. Advice for starting at the gym. Just go and start. I won't talk about too much about the gym. We'll talk about it at the end, because I get told off otherwise. Yeah, I think I should have doubled it, shouldn't I? Like 150 kilos is like 300 odd pounds. I went the wrong way. A lot of people are thinking about captaining De Bruyne because Sterling played full night. I mean, I think Aubameyang. Seriously, it's Villa at home. I know it's Watford as well for Man City, but I think go Aubameyang. What do you think of the FPL best kept secret, or is everyone obvious? Best kept secret? Oh, I don't know. If I had that, I'd have to keep it a secret. I wouldn't be able to tell you guys. Need to bring up do some gym chat streams. Yeah, I don't think I know. I feel like I don't know enough about it. To be honest, I guess it's just experience or whatever. Anyway, let's do the polls. I'm going to do them now. Apologies. I know gym stuff, boring. People hate it. I look forward to the comments below. After the stream's done. Your game week 6 captain. Sterling is still miles ahead. 60%. Aguero only on 15%. Now remember, this is who people are going to captain, so obviously a lot of them probably don't own Aguero. It's interesting to see just how high up Sterling's ownership still is. I think the best one is probably Aguero. 7% on Aubameyang, only 6% on Salah or Mane, and 10% on someone else. Probably a lot of those are De Bruyne. Pick one, Aguero or Aubameyang. 55% for Sergio Aguero, 45% for Aubameyang. So not much in it, but Aguero is still favoured. The maximum amount of premium defenders you should now have is 2. According to 53% of you, sorry. 22% say just the 1. 17% still saying 3. 1% saying still 4. And none, 6%. Pick one. Abraham. Abraham. 84%. 16% for Haller. Haller's like, a blank in a Man United game. Everyone hates him now. Sell Sterling for Aguero. 78% of you are saying no. 22% are saying go for it. So there we go. There we go. Joe, stop talking rubbish. Did I tweet that I'm going in front of cameras? Nope, don't think so. I mean, only this camera. This one here. One more shout out before I forget to do it. To the Patreons. Thanks very much for signing up as always. Oh, look at that. I need to move this over a bit. Bop, bop, bop. So thanks to all the producers that have signed up. Much appreciated as always. And new Patreon, Marie S as well. So the Patreon Slack channel link has been sent to you. If anyone wants to sign up, links in the description below. Obviously Slack invites will be sent out straight away. The league invites will be sent at the start of the month. So we've got 2 more game weeks for the September league, and then we move on to the October league. So everyone will get a brand new invite for that. So if you want to support the channel a bit more, link is in that description below. And you can check that out. Alright people, I'm going to leave it there. I would say there is a chance of a deadline stream tomorrow. Only a small chance, but there's a chance. Think of it like Dumb and Dumber. Seriously, I'm so tired. I can't even think of words to say. Dumb and Dumber. So you're telling me there's a chance? There is a chance, because I should be home in order to do one. And maybe I'll make my transfers live on stream. I don't think I'm going to make them tonight. So. You never know. You could see a super exciting Van Dijk to Soyuncu deadline stream go on it. So we'll leave the FPL stuff there. We can do a couple of minutes of gym or whatever. Would I ever go on the official FPL show? If they invite me, who knows? Same chance as Sterling started. No, much higher than that. No gym. Yeah, well, we've done the FPL stuff. We've answered enough questions. A few people want to ask about the gym. Let's just do it at the end. That's what I'm saying now. No more FPL stuff. So if you're tuning in now or you're watching live and you only want to see FPL stuff, just turn off now. Thanks very much. Like the stream. Subscribe if you're new around here. And I'll catch you next time. There'll be another stream on... No Monday games, thank God. So Sunday will be the next stream. Am I doing Fantasy Rugby World Cup? Nope. Nope. Although on Sunday I am going to a pub to watch it at 8:45 in the morning. We've won a free breakfast. So that'd be good. James, I'm absolutely going to copy you. In fact, I'm going to listen to the podcast tomorrow because I haven't listened to it yet. If you haven't already, make sure you listen to FPL Surgery podcast. If you haven't already followed them, there you go. Link is in the chat. Make sure to go and follow them. Do I ever talk about FPL at the gym? No. Give up the gym or FPL? I mean, I've really got to think of my health, so I'd have to say FPL, right? What would I say my 1 rep max on bench is? No idea. I mean, I did what today? Like 60 for 8 reps. So I could probably do... Today it was really cool. Like, I've not really nailed the bench form. Like, I always see people do it and they're really arched. And I never really got it. But today it kind of clicked. Like, how I get into that position. Without just, like, bending my back. So maybe I can do heavier, I don't know. I think the most I've ever done is 75. I don't really... Do you know what I mean? I was still trying to lose loads of weight, so I'm not really focused on one rep maxes, although it was cool to do 150 deadlift. But I need to do more. Been told poor wildcards cause hair loss. Well, if that's the case, I'm screwed. Seriously. Do I have a weight goal? Yes, to be a lot less heavy than I am right now. You're in 9 now, you've got to do the rugby in. Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. Do I watch match of the day on Saturday? Not really. Not usually. Sometimes I catch up on it on Sunday or something. Yeah, no, I do get my shoulders back, but I feel like before I was kind of like artificially pushing them back, but now I'm kind of like, I don't know, it's hard to explain without just showing you, but I feel like it's just clicked into place tonight, and I actually feel like I feel really tired, but like in a good way today. Like I did work to make my arms are just, do you know what I mean? They're just, I don't know, they want to be asleep. Honestly, I don't focus on 1 rep max, honestly. I don't mean like my back on my shoulders are actually clicking. I mean, you know, like how something clicks. Oh, that's actually how you do it. Like a light bulb moment, not actually that my back clicked into place. That would be bad. Advice for starting the gym. Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I only started at the gym because I got a personal trainer. If you can afford that, because they can be quite expensive, I really think is well worth it, because they will get you... You'll feel less awkward because they will tell you how to do stuff. You'll learn what moves to do, how to warm up, and all that stuff. And they'll just get you kind of used to going to the gym. I went to a personal trainer for about 6 months. About 6. And I basically stopped and went to a different gym. And the first day I went into that new gym, I knew exactly what I was... Not necessarily exactly what I was doing, but I knew what I needed to do or I wanted to do. I knew how to set stuff up on the machines, how to use them and that. So I just went and did it. And I didn't really feel that awkward. I'm definitely a weights guy. I find cardio very boring. Running, I kind of want to start running just because I want to... I don't know, I want to do a 5k, I want to do a 10k just to say I've done it. But it doesn't really interest me at all, to be honest. Like, I usually do my weights and then go on the step machine, treadmill, or the rowing machine I quite like. I've always liked the rowing machine. Personal trainers are terrible 95% of the time. Yeah, but when you've never been to a gym, they're better than nothing, right? And you don't know they're bad. I think my one was alright. Worst injury at the gym. I've done my back in a couple of times recently, but only not like fully I'm out of action. Just take a few days off. Do I like the match of the day challenge? I mean, the match of the day challenge has been around for years and years. I used to do it when like before I was even on Twitter. And people used to talk about... I mean, I think it came about from Fantasy Football Scout, to be honest. Like, to be honest, lots of stuff came about from that website. Not necessarily from, you know, Scout themselves, but by community members on the site. So Match of the Day Challenge is a long time ago. And I've done it a few times. I mean, it's fine. But, like, I don't go out on my way to do it. Like, if I've got stuff on that day... and I'm going to be preoccupied for a lot of the day going into kind of 6, 7 o'clock in the evening, then I might do it. But if I'm going to even watch one match or have time to watch one match, then I won't bother. I'll just check the results. So it is. I did do it once and scored really well, and it is quite a nice feeling. But yeah, it's fine. I've only like it's probably been around for like 7 or 8 years, I would say, and I reckon I've done it like 3 times. So, basically, match day challenges. You don't you don't check any of the results for any of the games. You don't check how many points you got, who scored. You just watch match of the day, basically. That's it. You got to run outside. Treadmills are dreadful. Yeah, I don't run on treadmills, to be honest. If I'm doing treadmills, it's usually like the last thing I'll do, and I'll just do some walking. I've usually done like rowing machine and step machine before that. Go to a proper powerlifting gym. I mean, if you knew where I lived, I go to the gym that I can go to. Good luck, Kian. Good luck. I hope you beat Column. Sorry, Jesus. There's a person at work with that name and I just forgot how to pronounce it. What am I most worried about this week? Aguero. Do I reckon Genepo from Southampton could be a differential? I think he's injured this week. And Southampton's fixtures aren't great after this week, so I wouldn't necessarily go for him. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there. Thanks for all the chat, FPL and otherwise. Much appreciated. Great to see you all, especially you, Big Ricey. Good to see you. Cheers, Daniel and co. Much appreciated. Like the stream if you haven't already. Subscribe if you're new. I will maybe catch you tomorrow. If not, definitely on Sunday. Good luck this week. Hopefully we get some good Mount news tomorrow. And when I say good, I mean, he's either out or he's not. Don't mess us around, Lampard. Give us what we want to know. Otherwise, yeah, good night. I'm going to get some sleep. Catch you later.